Welcome back to Retirement Coffee Talk with Sharice Rivers at Zinnia Wealth. Online, zinniawealth.com, ZINNIA wealth.com. Hit the gold box, and you'll be on your way. All right, Sharice, we've dealt with this story a lot, and we've blown this story up a lot, but I have a new twist on the story of you need $1.5 million to retire. And one of the things that you say all the time is they never figure in the Social Security check, and it's not that big a number. Well, I just found an article that did. So here we go. So you wonder how they get to these numbers. Here's how they get there, and here's how Social Security can blow it up. So they say that most retirees spend $5,000 to $6,000 a month. So if you have a 20-year retirement, you're going to need $1.5 million to make that number. I get the math. But if you factor in one Social Security check, $2,000 a month, that $1.5 million goes down to $880,000. If you figure in two Social Security payments of $2,000 apiece, your number now goes down to $300,000. So, Sharice, these huge numbers out there, they scare people. And I don't want somebody not to come in and plan their retirement or maybe actually retire when they actually could.
Yeah. So you see all these commercials on TV from Schwab and other people. What's your number?
Yeah.
You need to say, you need to save $1 million. Now it's 1.2. It keeps going up, right? And with inflation, numbers do go up, of course. But you also have to look at what are your fixed incomes. So when you come in, we're going to take inventory, right? What do you have saved? Do you have a 401k? You have savings? Do you have a brokerage account? Do you sell a house? Is it sitting in a bank? What are your fixed incomes? Do you have Social Security? Do you have pension? Do you have cash rents that are going to keep flowing in? Do you have expenses? Like, do we have that battle that we have to fight in retirement? Do I have a mortgage? Do you have car payments? Do you have credit cards? So when we take inventory, we do all this, we're going to be able to show you the math. But here's the beautiful thing about what we do and what you've done over the last 30 years. You have saved and you put your head down and you worked hard and you probably only did one trip a year just saving for retirement. You might not have drove the fanciest car for that one day when you retire so that you can do all those things you always wanted to do. So when you come in, we're going to figure out the math. So if you say, hey, Sharice, I really only need $60,000 per your example, Randy. That's $5,000 a month. We're going to assume that's net, right, after taxes. So let's just buffer that up for $67,000-ish. And let's say both of you have $2,000 each in Social Security. That's fantastic. That is $24,000 equals two people is $48,000 a year, right? And we need 60. So we're only pulling $12,000 a year from your retirement money, right? So why do you need $1 million? So you have to think about those things. So don't fear it. But I will test your retirement plan. Our advisors will test your retirement plan because what if we could sprinkle in one more check, one more trip? And so instead of doing one trip a year on that $60,000 that's going to pay your bills and give you the one trip, what if we could put another $10,000? So we're going to test that plan. We're going to say, okay, let's try $70,000 a year. What does it look like over the next 30 years? And we're going to also have your income stepping up every year with inflation because when you need to buy that new iPhone, those dollars better be there because you got to keep up with the inflation, right? So that's built into the plan. Your whole asset that you have saved, not including your houses, will be in the plan. And we're going to start figuring out the numbers. And then what if we can do $80,000 for at least the first 10 years, your go-go years when you're the healthiest and you get to get up and go? We're going to test that. And I will tell you, more times than not, people will live on 30 to 40% more income than they ever intended based on our plans that we create for them. So don't be afraid of it. If you're somebody who needs $120,000 in income, right? We're going to probably need a little bit more money saved up, somewhere around $600,000, depending if you're married, filing jointly, and or over $1.5 million if you're single, right? So we'll do the math for you and we'll figure it out. And don't sweat the small stuff. This is why we're here.
Yeah, these numbers that you see out there, and I mean, we have spent so much time blowing up these numbers and saying you don't need. Susie Orman the other day just said $10 million to retire. I'm just like,
Maybe it was a typo.
I'm having a
her
V.
Her script, her typo said when she's like, wait, was that right?
Yeah, I'm having a V8 moment. I'm whacking myself in the middle of the head.
If I had my own plane, a couple of eyelids, I would need that much money too.
Thanks for listening to the Retirement Coffee Talk podcast. If you have questions or would like to begin the process of building a tailored retirement plan, call Zinnia Wealth at 833-368-3680 or find us online at zinniawealth.com.
Investment advisory services offered through Zinnia Wealth Advisory, LLC, a registered investment advisor. The firm only conducts business in states where it is properly registered or is excluded from registration requirements. Registration is not an endorsement of the firm by securities regulators and does not mean the advisor has achieved a specific level of skill or ability. Insurance products are offered through Zinnia Wealth Management, LLC, Florida license L078655, and Charisse Rivers, Florida license P037744. Zinnia Wealth Advisory, LLC, and Zinnia Wealth Management, LLC are affiliated entities. The information presented is believed to be current. It should not be viewed as personalized investment advice. All expressions of opinion reflect the judgment of the presenter on the date of the podcast and are subject to change. The information presented is not an offer to buy or sell or a solicitation of any offer to buy or sell any of the securities discussed. You should consult with a professional advisor before implementing any of the strategies discussed. Any legal or tax information provided in this podcast is general in nature. Always consult an attorney or tax professional regarding your specific legal or tax situation. Any client experience discussed on this show are unique to that client. Annuity and life insurance guarantees are subject to the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. If you withdraw money from or surrender your contract within a certain time after investing, the insurance company may assess a surrender charge. Withdrawals may be subject to tax penalties and income taxes. Persons selling annuities or other insurance products receive compensation for these transactions. These commissions are separate and distinct from fees charged for advisory services. Insurance products also contain additional fees and expenses. Social Security rules and regulations are subject to change at any time. Always consult with your local Social Security office before acting upon any information provided herein. References to specific investments should not be construed as being past specific recommendations. The returns for various indices discussed in this podcast do not represent the performance of the firm or any of its advisory clients. Returns do not reflect the impact that advisory fees will have on an investment. Past performance may not be indicative of future results. All investment strategies have potential for profit or loss. Different types of investments involve higher and lower levels of risk. There is no guarantee that a specific investment strategy will be suitable or profitable for an investor's portfolio. Historical performance returns for investment indexes and or categories usually do not deduct transaction and or custodial charges or advisory fees, which would decrease historical performance results. There are no guarantees that a portfolio will match or outperform a specific benchmark. Investments in fixed income products are subject to liquidity risk, market risk, index rate risk, credit risk, inflation risk, purchasing power risk, and taxation risk. Because bond prices fluctuate continually, their yields change constantly.